What if we face a problem with composite figures where we are missing a number, or what if there are too many numbers? Let's look at this. We have a composite figure here. I know that it's a composite figure because it is comprised of two figures. Composite figures just means that it's comprised of two or more, and I see two figures, two rectangular prisms, in fact. We can call the top one A, and we can call the bottom one B. In order to find the volume of a composite figure, we would have to separate the two prisms and find the volume of each individual one. Since we're talking about volume, let me write down the formula for volume so that you remember and recall the formula. So it is length times width times the height. I notice right away that there are two figures, like I've said in the beginning. What can I do to find the volume of A and B? For B, it seems like I have all of my numbers. I have my 9, my 5, and my 4. My 9 can represent my length because it is this side. My 5 represents my width. And my 4 is my height, my H. I'm putting my LWH. L is for length, W for width, and H is for height. So we have all of these different sides. So I can find the volume of prism B very easily. So then B would just be 9 times 5 times 4. Length times width times height. I already know that 5 times 4 is 20, and then times 9. 9 times 20 would give me 180. So that means that the volume of B would be 180. Now let's look at A. The reason why I might have, or you might have already noticed, the reason why I might have kind of skipped A is because I only really notice that I only have a 4 and a 5. I have probably one of it. I have the length, and I think I have the height because height usually goes up and down. So I have my height, and I have my length, but it doesn't seem like I have a width. There's no number, there's no third number. I've already used these numbers. So how can I find my width? Especially because I need a length and width and a height all together. So here's the thing. Sometimes in math, when you're going to see it, they are going to not give you a number. Not because it's purposefully, but it's because they want you to be able to see, to use your critical thinking skills to see that if you notice that some numbers may be repeated. So for example, I see that my width over here is 5. This width is 5. This entire figure has the same width. It's not like these two figures are changing. If they are stacked on top of each other, do you see how these widths are the same? We don't have any, they are overlapping perfectly. We don't have anything over the edge. We don't have anything over off this edge. They are the same width. They're not the same length because look at the length here. This 9 is definitely longer than this 4. So they don't have the same length, but they have the same width, which means that this side, this width, is also 5 yards. They didn't write it because it is going to be assumed that they have the same width, so you can just take this 5, and that will also be 5 yards. So our length was 4, our width we just found is 5, and our height is also 5. Don't get confused. This 5 means the height. This 5 is the width. So if we were to find the area, the volume of rectangular prism A, that would be 4 times 5, which gives you 20, times 5, which would then just give you 100. So the volume of rectangular prism A is 100, and the volume of rectangular prism B is 180. Which means you would have to add both of them together to find the combined volume. So that would be 100 plus 180, which will give you 280. I would take my unit, which is yards, and then I would make it cubed because all of the volumes is expressed in units cubed, so yards cubed. So my volume total would be 280.